Hey there, it's fall here in northern Michigan and the trees are all looking really pretty. We wake up to this view every morning out our bedroom window, and I think that inspired Nancy to have a little request for me. So what's your request?
Well, I love leaves, whether it's fall leaves or not. I just like them a lot. I think they're pretty cool if you just look at the details. And so I've decorated the house in various places with some leaf stuff. And I thought, well, I wonder if there's anybody around who could maybe make some cool leaf stuff out of stones. So it just seemed like perhaps I knew somebody. So anyway, I've given him a request, and being the good husband that he is, he's gonna try to come through and do it.
Yep, I've been thinking about this and I have a new tool that I'm going to use at the end of the process. Hopefully it works. It'll be something new for me, so you'll have to stay tuned to the end of the video to see what I'm talking about.
I'm looking forward to it.
I just sorted through my slabs to find some nice fall colors, and this is what I came up with. I really wanted a yellow for I think that's a popple leaf or an aspen. So I thought yellow would look good for that. It's not a great yellow, but it's not too bad. It's a little bit fractured on the back, so we'll have to see how that one turns out. There's always some leaves that are still green after the other ones have turned, so I got this one that's mostly epidote for that. And I really wanted a brown rock for the oak leaf, but I don't pick up a lot of brown rocks. So this one is brownish in here at least. So I was going to do it like that. Nancy thought it looked better more like this. I don't know if it's going to look good any which way we do it, so we'll try it and just see what happens. Won't be the end of the world if it doesn't look awesome. I'm going to get these traced out, and then it's off to the saw to cut them out. I'm going to start with this maple leaf, and all the cutting is going to be done with this saw. Even though it has a straight blade, I can cut around curves and stuff. You'll see as you watch the video. I'll speed it up so it doesn't take quite as long for you. Well, so far so good. They look pretty good to me. I don't know about this one, but we'll see how it looks when it polishes up. Next step is they go in the Lotto tumbler. It's going to be a week in there, and they should come out nice and shiny. I'm throwing them in with some crosses that I've made, and I've got some turtles here. I got a whole bunch of stuff. So it's all going in together. Been a week and everything's out of the tumbler. The video is not about those though, so we'll just push those to the side and take a look at these. I think that one's my favorite. I like the color, I like the shape, I like the leaf. This one's pretty close behind though. And then the yellow one turned out kind of yellow. Pretty happy with that one. Don't have a lot of yellow rocks, and that's not super yellow, but it's kind of leafy yellow, I guess. And we got our two little oak leaves. I do like the green one better, but this one isn't bad. Kind of has some interest to it. It's not brown. I think I called it brown. It's got a little green stripe through there. It's a little dark green. And the rest of it's just sort of gray here. But I like the mottled look of having the white in there. So now, not knowing enough to leave well enough alone, I'm going to go try to put veins in these with a new tool that you might have seen that I have. I'm still learning how to use this thing. I might mess these up, but I think it's worth a try. I'm not going to learn unless I make a few mistakes along the way, so hopefully this goes well, and if it doesn't, I can always erase the mistakes by tumbling these again, I think. I hope. We'll see. This is my new laser engraver. You might have seen the review I did of it. And I actually use this to cut out the stencils. These are not the stencils. These are going to be used to align everything here in a minute. So one of the problems I had when I first started using this is trying to figure out exactly where it was going to do the engraving. So I've recut these out. I didn't cut out individual little cards like I did before. I left them in the whole sheet of paper. But now I can use this with my software, and I can see on the software exactly where these were, and then I can line the little veins up so they hit right inside. So now I can just put this down. I know exactly where it's going to be. But I did find when I was experimenting with this, and I'm not good at this yet, the stones are a little bit tricky. But I found that shiny stuff doesn't work so well, especially if it's transparent. So I've been covering it with masking tape. I used blue masking tape before, but I've been experimenting with white masking tape. I'm not sure if it makes any difference, but I'm going to try white this time. So that's my other leaf. I'll get that lined up on there. And we're going to try one. I could do all three of these at the same time, but I'm going to try one and see how it goes before I do the rest of them. Alright, it's time to see how it turned out. Let's take the tape off. Okay, there it is. It looks a little black around the edges. Trying to get the tape off my fingers. A little black around the edges. I wonder if scrubbing that would take some of the black off. I don't know if you can see it in there. But generally, I'm going to call that a success. There's the original. And then here's how it looks with the veins. Might be a little too dark. I did a couple different methods here. For the oak leaf, I just have lines. I don't have wider things like this. These are wider things where it scans back and forth. So it's not just one pass the laser. It's more than one. I think that looks pretty cool. So I'm going to scrub that up and see if I can make it look a little bit better, and then I'll come back and show you what it looks like. I just scrubbed it with a toothbrush and some dish detergent, and it did take a little bit of that black off, I think. I think that looks really cool. So I think I might leave the back just plain, so then you have an option of displaying it this way or displaying it this way. But I think it's time to put the other ones on the laser and see what happens to those. Alright, it's a moment of truth. Let's see what we've got. Oh, it looks pretty cool. I'm going to go wash it off though and see if I can get some of the black off and if it comes out white. Or maybe I should just leave it black. I kind of like it black. I'm still going to scrub it off just out of curiosity. This time I cleaned it up with a Scotch-Brite sponge, one of these things. I used the rough side. And I got some of the black out, so there's a little more white showing, but there's still a lot of black. You can see it that way. If you just look at it straight on, it doesn't show up that well. I don't know if I like that one quite as well as I like the maple one. I haven't tried the Scotch-Brite thing on the maple one, but I don't know. The tricky thing here is that it's not just the laser engrave you have to worry about, it's the rock. Every rock engraves differently. So I got a couple more to try out and I'll show them all to you at the end. I think I like these the best, although I might go a little bit narrower on the veins next time. They're kind of thick. But they do show up. I think they look nice on solid colored dark rocks like this. These are the ones that I did with thinner lines. You can't really see them very well unless I kind of tip them like that. And I don't know, they just don't show up very well in these rocks. So I don't know if it's because they're narrower lines or because it's a rock, but I suspect it's the rock more so than the width of the cuts. I like those the least. I like these the best, and this one's kind of in the middle. So there you go. If you want to see exactly what it likes, there's a little bit of chipping on these, but that one looks kind of cool. So what do you think? You like them better this way, or do you like them better with the engraving? But the important thing is, got to take them up to Nancy and see what she thinks. So wish me luck. I might be tumbling these and starting over. All right, tell me what you think.
Oh, I'm excited. Oh, those look really cool. I really like this one the best, I think. But that's why I picked it up first. Yeah, these are really neat. 2 thumbs up for Rob.
So you like the engraving on them, or do you like the plain side better?
No, I think the engraving adds something kind of cool.
Okay, so which ones are your favorites? Which one's your least favorite?
Well, like I said, I think this one was my favorite. I guess I just like maple leaves a lot anyway. This one's just kind of a cool rock with a little bit more variety in it. I don't know if that makes it more leaf-like or not, but...
What do you think about the engraving on that one?
I think it looks pretty good. This one of the engraving kind of gets lost because there's some lighter stuff back there and I don't think you notice as much. Which I guess is okay. I mean, leaves don't have in-your-face veins all the time. Sometimes it's more subtle.
So do you think these are too thick, the veins?
Yeah, they could maybe be a little bit more delicate.
Okay. I didn't like these two so much. I like these two a lot, but I think they maybe should be a little bit thinner.
Yeah, or maybe somewhere in between. Like these didn't stand out as much as maybe as they needed to, and these maybe a little more than they needed to.
Right. It's hard to tell if it's the rock type or the leaf also.
And this one's nice, but it just doesn't really catch my attention as much as the other ones.
All right. Well, I will leave you with a video from Akiak Falls from a couple years ago so you can see real fall leaves instead of stone ones. We'll see you next time.